You're listening to Auto Intelligence, the podcast that drops every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday with the sharpest takes on the auto industry's most relevant topics. Whether you're savoring your morning brew or catching up during your commute, we're here to fuel your industry knowledge. I'm Steve.
And I'm Claire. We're part of the Auto Agentic team, and today we're diving into what might be the most significant transformation the automotive industry has experienced since the assembly line: the convergence of software-defined vehicles and semiconductor resilience.
That's right, Claire. In 2024, a single missing $1 chip halted production of a $50,000 pickup truck. Yet today, here in 2025, that same truck can receive new features overnight without ever visiting a dealership. This is the fascinating paradox of modern automotive innovation.
It truly is remarkable how the industry has evolved. Today, we'll break down how software-defined vehicles are redefining mobility and how manufacturers are rebuilding their semiconductor supply chains to prevent future disruptions.
Let's start with some context. What exactly is a software-defined vehicle?
At its core, a software-defined vehicle is one where software, not hardware, defines the vehicle's features and functions. These vehicles are characterized by over-the-air updates, AI-driven personalization, and architectures that decouple hardware from software.
And it's not just a niche trend. The SDV market was valued at $213.5 billion in 2024 and is projected to reach $1.24 trillion by 2030, growing at an incredible 34% CAGR.
That growth is reflected in automakers' priorities. According to Deloitte's 2025 SDV Global Manufacturer Readiness Study released last quarter, OEMs are now investing up to $4 billion annually in SDV R&D. That's 30 to 35% of their total R&D budgets, up from 25% just a year ago.
Luca De Meo really captured this shift at last month's Paris Auto Show when he said, "The software-defined vehicle isn't just the future of the automotive industry, it's the present." Let's dive into the three core pillars driving this revolution: OTA updates, AI personalization, and new architectural approaches.
Starting with over-the-air updates. This capability isn't just convenient, it's transforming the entire ownership experience and business model of automotive. The automotive OTA update market was valued at $4.35 billion in 2024, growing at roughly 20% annually.
Tesla's been the clear leader here. In August 2024, they resolved a recall affecting 1.68 million vehicles in China completely via OTA updates. No dealership visits required. And just last month, they pushed an update that improved their vehicle's cold weather range by 12%.
BMW's making waves too. They completely transformed their UI design through a software update in February, adding advanced natural language processing and multimodal interaction capabilities. This paradigm reduces reliance on hardware refreshes, potentially extending vehicle lifespans by up to 40%.
The second pillar, AI personalization, is equally impressive. BMW's emotional intelligence system in the 2025 7 Series uses computer vision and voice analysis to detect if a driver is stressed or fatigued, then automatically adjusts ambient lighting, activates seat massagers, and even suggests taking a break.
In our test drive last month, it caught Steve yawning and immediately offered to take over driving duties. The suggestion felt remarkably natural and unobtrusive.
Mercedes-Benz has partnered with Microsoft for their AI assistant that can control everything from climate settings to restaurant bookings, learning your preferences over time. After just a few weeks, it starts anticipating needs before you express them.
Even Honda is getting in on this trend with their 2025 models analyzing passenger mood through facial recognition to automatically curate playlists and adjust seat temperatures. As Duncan Stewart of Deloitte noted, AI isn't just a tool, it's the backbone of the modern automotive customer experience.
The third pillar is the shift to zone-based electrical and electronic architectures. Traditional vehicles have over 100 separate electronic control units, but SDVs are consolidating these into centralized compute modules.
Geely's Galaxy E8, released just last quarter, uses what they call a quasi-central plus zonal architecture, which has helped them achieve 72% usable cockpit space, the best in its class, and up from 67% in last year's E5 model.
And Leap Motor's four-leaf clover architecture reduces ECUs from 100 plus to just 4 primary controllers. This simplification helped them achieve 113% year-over-year sales growth in 2024.
This consolidation is reducing wiring complexity by up to 50% and enabling faster software deployment. Continental reports their zone control units are cutting wiring harness weight by 12 to 18 kilograms per vehicle, saving up to $500 per car.
You're listening to Auto Intelligence, sponsored by Autoagenic, the intelligent solution helping dealerships boost efficiency and customer satisfaction. Now back to our discussion about software-defined vehicles and semiconductor resilience.
The 2020 to 2024 chip shortage exposed systemic vulnerabilities in the automotive supply chain, costing automakers an estimated $210 billion in lost revenue. When we look at the root causes, the collapse of just-in-time manufacturing stands out.
Automakers canceled chip orders when COVID-19 hit, expecting a prolonged downturn. But when demand rebounded faster than anticipated, they found themselves at the back of the queue. Modern vehicles require more than 3,000 chips each, with advanced SDVs needing 40% more semiconductors than legacy models.
There's also the geopolitical fragility to consider. About 75% of automotive-grade chips are produced in Taiwan and South Korea. Events like Taiwan's 2024 drought and Japan's earthquakes disrupted production, while the Russia-Ukraine war affected materials like neon and palladium that are critical for chip manufacturing.
Even in 2025, while the severe shortage has eased, certain components remain in tight supply. Silicon carbide discretes, which are crucial for EV power electronics, still have lead times of around 25 weeks, though that's down from 40 weeks last year.
Automakers have responded with three key strategies: vertical integration, supply chain diversification, and AI-driven optimization. In vertical integration, 45% of top OEMs are now designing proprietary chips.
Tesla's been the pioneer here with their full self-driving chip, maintaining a power draw 7 times lower than competitor solutions. Their 4th-generation FSD chip, now in production, offers twice the processing power of the previous version with the same power consumption.
For supply chain diversification, the CHIPS Act has spurred $52 billion in U.S. semiconductor investments. The U.S. share of advanced logic chips has reached 17%, on track to hit 28% by 2032.
Mexico and Canada have become key nearshoring hubs too. In fact, U.S.-Mexico trade has now surpassed U.S.-China trade by 22%, which is a significant shift in global supply chains.
In AI optimization, companies like Ford are using machine learning to predict supply chain disruptions up to 60 days in advance with 70% accuracy. Volkswagen's supply chain digital twin, launched in January, maps over 9,000 suppliers in real time.
While these changes are fascinating, there's something crucial we haven't touched on. How is this affecting dealerships? After all, if software updates and recalls can be handled remotely, what does that mean for service departments?
The impact has been significant. Average dealer pre-tax profit dropped 24.4% from 2023 to 2024, falling from $6.2 million to $4.7 million per store.
Software-related service revenue dropped from $1.8 billion to $1.4 billion in just 1 year. OTA updates now handle about 78% of all vehicle software needs, and that percentage rose to 83% in the first quarter of 2025.
The economics are stark. OEMs save approximately $300 per vehicle by using OTA compared to physical recalls, but dealerships lose about $150 to $200 in service revenue per avoided visit.
But forward-thinking dealerships are adapting. They're pivoting towards services that can't be handled remotely. Specialized EV maintenance, cybersecurity audits, and personalized connectivity packages.
Some are developing subscription-based services delivered via OTA that still generate revenue. Park Place Dealership's digital garage platform, launched in January, offers monthly access to premium features and has already gained 3,000 subscribers.
There's an interesting split in how dealerships are weathering this storm. Luxury brands saw only a 15% profit dip, while mass market dealers faced 25% drops. Early 2025 data shows that gap widening.
The key seems to be positioning. As vehicles become more complex, customers need more help understanding all the features. Dealers who position themselves as technology consultants rather than just repair shops are finding success.
It reminds me of how digital photography disrupted film processing centers. The smart operators evolved while others disappeared. Dealerships are at a similar inflection point.
The relationship doesn't end when the vehicle leaves the lot. It transforms into something different, perhaps less about fixing problems and more about maximizing potential.
Which brings us back to our central theme. The convergence of software-defined vehicles and resilient supply chains is completely reshaping the automotive ecosystem, from manufacturing through to the customer relationship.
The companies thriving in 2025 aren't just car makers, they're software firms with wheels, powered by supply chains as intelligent as their vehicles.
And that wraps up today's episode of Auto Intelligence. If you enjoyed this discussion, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
Auto Intelligence is brought to you by Autoagentic, a pioneering AI-driven platform transforming automotive retail. Visit us at autoagentic.ai to learn more about how we're empowering dealership teams with intelligent solutions.
We'll be back with more insightful analysis of the automotive industry. Until then, this is Steve.
And Claire signing off.